Hi, I'm Dawn Masler. Welcome to Lesson 13 of Love School, my series about love. As I mentioned in my videos, if you have a question or an issue you would like me to address, you can send it to me at dawn@dawnmasler.com and I'll create a video to answer it. As I tell my biology students, if you're confused or curious about something, chances are pretty good there are other people that are too. So this week I have a video question sent in by Allie.
Hi, I'm Allie, and my friends and I have had a long-standing question. So many of my friends are beautiful and successful and seem to intimidate men. So my question is, how can a woman stop intimidating men without changing who she is?
Thanks, Allie. That was a great question, and one I've heard a few times in my workshops. Women will say, I can't seem to meet men. I think I scare them. Or I hear a few of them say, I have several dates, but I never seem to get a second. I'm pretty sure I intimidate men. So today, let's take a closer look at the idea of women intimidating men. To intimidate means to threaten or scare. The idea that these testosterone-laden muscle men are intimidated by a usually much smaller and lighter woman seems a bit silly. I mean, what is she doing? Pulling a knife out or something? Intimidating is a word we use to avoid looking closer at what's going on. We simply say, oh, I intimidate him, and then dismiss it. So what's really going on here? There's usually only one reason a man gives up pursuing a woman he's interested in. And that is, he thinks she's not interested in him. A man knows a woman is worth having will take a bit of work. But he picks up early on that his efforts will be fruitless, he'll move on. He picks this up from subtle subconscious cues. One big problem is women don't realize that they're sending the don't even bother vibe. Normally in nature, women signal interest to the male. Humans do the same thing. So if your signals are not saying, come and get me, he won't. Your signaling can be inhibited by a variety of reasons. One of the biggest ones are fear and habit. Let's take a look at fear first. A man knows to woo a woman, he needs to build trust with her. That's what the dating process is all about. As the woman dates, she slowly builds oxytocin. That's the trust hormone. Until she reaches that tipping point to fall in love. That's why the number one characteristic that women look for in men is a sense of humor. Humor is disarming. We feel safe and comfortable when we laugh. If a woman is too guarded, he can see her as not really being ready for love, or worse, too much work, and simply move on. In order for him to feel motivated to pursue, he needs to experience that rise in testosterone he gets when a woman is interested in him. That's that little bump that gives him the incentive to continue on. The other reason I noted was habit. Some women don't signal receptivity because she's suppressed it so much that she doesn't even realize that the don't bother me signal has become her natural default. This is a problem particularly for young, attractive women or women who have been in a relationship for a long time. Men are naturally attracted to beautiful women, so to be able to navigate through life without stirring up too much interest, a woman may create a type of not interested or I'm taken game face. Her persona becomes void of any signaling. The problem is she can get so good at suppressing it, she has completely forgot how to turn it back on. In fact, the more successful she is in the world, the more likely she has pushed it down. So now that she's dating, she has trouble trying to signal she's interested, causing him to have trouble picking up on it and staying interested. So what can she do? There are many ways you can subtly signal your interest. And there are more than I can share in these brief clips, but here are a few more important ways. Number one, lean in. As a dating coach, I've actually gone out on a few cases and filmed my client as she dated. Recently, I had a client tell me she liked the guy, but her body language didn't indicate this. During the date, she was relaxed, reserved, and very cordial. She sat up straight, and her hands in her lap, and nodded as he talked. It is perfect for your job, but terrible for your love life. Number 2, smile and laugh. Some people treat a date like a job interview. I've watched women as they literally ask questions to the point where the guy probably feels like he's being interrogated. She's so interested in trying to determine if he's marriage material that she can't relax and have fun. These types of dates are not fun for anyone. When you're dating, you shouldn't be worried about the future. Just go on the date, relax, and enjoy yourselves. Allow things to flow naturally. And the third thing is send a sex interest signal. Romantic love begins with sexual interest. These are subtle clues that will boost his testosterone level. Smiling and leaning in helps signal sexual interest, but to make sure he gets it, here are a few other signals, such as playing with your hair. Twisting or running your fingers through your hair sends a signal that you are interested and you're starting to trust him. Tilt your head. This is the way to say I'm interested, and it also exposes your neck. This is a signal of trust because the neck exposure is vulnerable. And finally, touch. Remember, attraction starts with your senses, so incorporating as many of the senses as possible increases your attraction. You can do this by touching yourself, touching your ear, biting your nail. When he watches you do something, he begins to imagine what that would feel like. Or you can also touch him. Touch his arm when he makes a good point, or brush his hand when he gives you a drink. Now, what I've said does take a little practice and may feel awkward at first. Most of us have trained ourselves not to do these type of behaviors. So to start doing it feels weird. It's also one of the reasons I suggest women date for practice. You can also practice smiling as you're pumping gas or at the grocery store. By incorporating these simple techniques, you'll stop intimidating and start getting into dating. I want to thank Allie for sending me in this question. And if you have a question about dating or love you would like me to address, send it here to dawn@dawnmasler.com and I'll answer it. So please make sure you share this video with a friend and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing in Love School. See you next week.